Alright, Chapter 3 of Book 2, The Ring Goes South. Now, in this chapter, it takes place later that day, starting out, and Pippin's like, well, this is kind of unfair that Sam gets to go with Frodo and we don't, and they're like, hey, nothing's been decided yet on that. And Gandalf says he thinks that he will go. Gandalf, will go. But they have to stay in Rivendell for a little while because they got to make sure that the ring wraiths are gone for now, obviously, because you can't permanently get rid of them. So they spend about 2 months there in Rivendell, and Aragorn and the Rangers go and they search the river and search up the Etten Moors, down the Grey Flood, as far as the ruins of Tharbad. And other messengers were sent to Mirkwood, and it doesn't tell you, but Lothlorien, they go there. And of course, Elrond's sons help out with this as well. And they finally find evidence that they find the ringwraiths' cloaks and then some dead horses, and so, but 8 of the 9 are accounted for, so they would have to assume all the ringwraiths are gone. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But it does seem like they are, because Sauron's probably not happy with them, I would imagine. And so then Elrond decides who he's going to send with Frodo, and they decide, okay, Frodo, Sam, Gandalf, Gimli, Legolas, Boromir, and Aragorn. Now, Elrond wants to send Merry and Pippin back to the Shire as messengers, but they really want to go, and they're like, we're gonna go. They're like adamant, we're gonna go. And Elrond finally relents by the advice of Gandalf, and so they're chosen. They get to go. And so then, of course, Narsil is reforged for Aragorn. In the movies, if you've seen those, it gets reforged later in The Return of the King. In the books, it's in the Fellowship of the Ring. And Aragorn gives it a new name, Andoril, Flame of the West. And there was some traced on it was a design of 7 stars set between the crescent moon and the red sun, with runes written on it. Probably the runes are saying the name of the sword and its lineage and everything. Of course, the 7 stars represent the banners, each star of the 7 ships that came to Middle-earth from Numenor, and these 7 stars became the symbol of Elendil. And of course, Frodo gets Sting and the Mithril Coat from Bilbo, and then, then the day comes, December 25th, and the Fellowship has to leave. And so they do. Now, Tolkien did not choose December 25th because, Christmas and all that. This is a pre-Christian world. Obviously, there is no such thing as Christmas. There is a Christmas-like holiday called Yule, but it's not the same thing. So, again, they say their farewells, the Fellowship leaves, they go south along the Misty Mountains. They go to Eregion, where once the Elven Smiths dwelt, who forged the Rings of Power. And they, of course, come to a point where they can actually see the mountains of Moria. And there's like an uncomfortable silence in this land. And Aragorn's like, this is kind of not like that to happen that way. And, of course, you have the Crabine, or the evil crows that fly over. And at one point at night, Frodo sees some kind of shadow-like thing pass across the stars. What that is, Tolkien never explains. I guess you can, in your imagination, you can think whatever. Maybe it's one of the ring wraiths that weren't accounted for, or something else. And so obviously they are being spied on by, probably I would say, a combination of Sauron and Saruman. In the movie, it's Saruman, but I think Sauron has a lot to do with it. And Tolkien does kind of say that there's even some things that have nothing to do with Sauron that have some business of their own and some reason for hating people. And so even when they get into that snowstorm and they hear the fell voices on the air, in the movie they make it Saruman, but again, it's ambiguous here, so you don't really know what it is, and you can just go with your imagination there. But again, maybe the mountain itself has some kind of evil will or whatever that is blowing the storm at them. So it's never made clear. And that's basically what all that happens in this chapter, is they just travel south towards wherever. And Aragorn and Gandalf kind of have this private debate about some other way that they want to go. And Aragorn's like, no, we shouldn't go there. Let's just not. But let's just not make a decision right yet. And there was at one point when they get trapped in the snow, Legolas goes to find a path, and Frodo noticed for the first time he's not wearing boots. Legolas is wearing light shoes. And he kind of glides along on top of the snow, like he's able to walk on it and not even leave footprints or whatever. He even has to rescue Boromir and Aragorn, who must get trapped. And so it is that the elves are very light-footed. You may call this magic, if you will, but it's really not. It's just an art that the elves have. A talent, you could say. And but yeah, the chapter ends with them deciding to go back down the mountain and find another way to get over the Misty Mountains so they can go east. And it's only made clear that Gandalf's only going to take them as far as Lothlorien. There's no clear direction after that where they're going to go, but you would think that they would probably go try to find a way across the Anduin and maybe go to Gondor and cross it from there or whatever. And it is made clear here in this chapter as well that Aragorn's purpose is to go to Gondor. He's not going to go to Mordor. And they are even told by Elrond that you don't have to go any further than you wish to go. You can leave the Fellowship at any point. And he tells Frodo that no one in the company nobody outside the company can handle the ring, and then only at great need. Frodo has to keep it to himself. It's his burden.